So we are just one day away until the official reveal for next month's free PlayStation Plus games, but we actually had a rumour yesterday where there was a leak and there was a picture and everything which showed a game for free through the Japanese or Chinese PlayStation Store, and it's a pretty cool one to be fair, and it doesn't leave that much in the means of the other games that we're going to be getting, because one's already been confirmed, it looks like one's been kind of shown early, and there's only possibly one other game that we're going to be looking at. But before we get into that, there's a load of other stuff that we need to talk about as well anyway. But before we get into it, as usual, if you guys need to renew your PlayStation Plus memberships, if you're looking for PSN credit on the cheap, or just looking to pre-order games at a decent discounted price, make sure you check out the sponsor Instant Gaming. There's a link in the description that will give you a little bit more of a discount, and everything on their site is usually like 20% off. It is definitely worth checking out. Now, first things first, the drop. Again, this week we didn't get to do it because there's only one game out this week that personally I'm interested in checking out, and it's a game called Outriders. Now, a lot of you guys have probably played the beta, and I had a look at it just to kind of see how it kind of played, the style of it and stuff, and I was kind of impressed. The one thing that I will say when it comes to betas for this sort of stuff, I never tend to fully play them. I tend to have a quick look at them to see what it's like, but I don't like ruining the game. Sometimes the progression crosses over, sometimes it doesn't, and it's so annoying if you spend hours playing the beta, really enjoying it, and then when the actual official game comes out, you kind of have to do it again. But Outriders, it's a looter shooter, kind of on the likes of Division, but a bit more spacey, a bit more sci-fi with weird monsters and stuff. It looks pretty damn cool. If you like farming games, getting your gear set up, getting your rare weapons and all that sort of stuff, I think it's going to be a game that a lot of people are going to enjoy. Now, the only gutting thing for PlayStation is you're going to be paying full price for this game, but if you're on Xbox, it's free day one through Xbox Game Pass. Little bit jealous, I'm not going to lie, but that's the only new game out this week that personally I think is worth checking out. Now, the rumours. It's not even really a rumour, because there's a picture which I'm going to put up on screen now, which shows Civilization free on PlayStation Plus. Now, this has happened a few times before, where other nations have kind of ended up showing the PlayStation Plus games early through their stores, and us in the EU or the US kind of spot them and get a little tease of what's going to be coming. Sometimes it's different. There has been a few times where like the Chinese and Japanese store has got different games than EU and the US. Same with the US has got different stuff than EU a few times. Now, Civilization, it's a game that I remember playing a long time ago. Now, pretty much it's a turn-based strategy game where you attempt to build an empire. You have to conquer your enemies, go head to head with like iconic leaders from the past and stuff. Now, funny enough with this one, the game is actually available to play online. You can play it online with up to 4 players. However, most of the stuff is a single player kind of thing. For me personally, turn-based games aren't something that I ever usually play. It's usually the turn-based style that puts me off. With stuff like this, if it was like Age of Empires where it's kind of do your own thing at your own kind of speed and stuff, I think that kind of thing's better. Civilization, if I remember it rightly, is quite similar, but it's turn-based so everyone kind of gets to the same point at the same time. Can get a little bit annoying, but I suppose if you're into more tactical style of gameplay, it's something that could be pretty intriguing. But the fact that we usually only get 3 games per month on PlayStation Plus anyway, we've already got Oddworld that's fully confirmed as the PS5 game for this month. Now, it looks like Civilization is fully confirmed for the PS4. However, things do change and nations do get different games, so take it with a pinch of salt at the moment. It only leaves one space for one game. Unless, however, the VR thing continues and we get another VR game this month, which, personally, I think would be great, but I'm not too sure if it's going to happen. Bonus content. Now, it's always nice to get something for free, whether or not it's through PlayStation Plus or a different service, and this one's through Twitch Prime. Don't worry if you don't have an active membership, there's a link in the description that will give you a 30-day discount so you can actually claim this free stuff that I'm going to talk about today, a butt ton of other free stuff, as well as a load of free games, so it's definitely worth having a look at. But this time, it's for Fall Guys. Now, Fall Guys has actually had a pretty decent update. I've not played it myself, however, there's a new squad mode where you actually get to work with your team for once, rather than just jumping into the same lobby and stuff. It's kind of the way that I think the game should have played anyway, more team-based, so you can actually play with your friends rather than just against them. However, the competitiveness of having to whoop your friend's booties, not gonna lie, is pretty good. But the free content for this one actually looks pretty cool. But it's not just a skin either. There's a skin called the Boxzilla costume, which looks really funny. You can kind of see it on screen. It just looks like a cardboard box in the shape of like a monster. Looks pretty cool. Definitely something that I'd use personally in the game. But apart from that, you also get 6,500 kudos in game. So you can claim yourself some cool stuff on the store as well. Now, if Fall Guys is a game that you still play, definitely claim it. If it's a game that you kind of got bored of, I'd say claim it anyway, because with the updates that are coming in to the point where it's more sociable, it's also coming out on other platforms, and it's also cross-platform with talks of game codes being put in so you can invite your friends through cross-platform play. It's going to be really cool, so definitely claim it, add it to your library, so if you do go back to play, you've got some free stuff there, you've got some free customization options. What am I playing? You guys always ask in the comments and on Twitter and stuff, what am I playing at the moment? And it kind of fluctuates. I'm not the person that will stick with the same game constantly because I just get so bored and I lose concentration of sticking with the same thing all the time. But this week I've actually gone back to Apex to the point where I ended up buying the Battle Pass. Don't usually on other shooters. I used to buy them on like Fortnite and stuff, but it's been a while since I've actually bought one. But I've been playing that much Apex that I thought I would. My luck's kind of been in there with the packs to the point where I've been getting gold constantly. So I've actually got quite a decent collection of rare skins for a game that I never used to like. And it's still one of them games that's irritating, but at the moment kind of in a good way because I'm enjoying the stress of it as such. But Apex is a pretty cool BR game. It's got new stuff coming in it all the time, new event modes, which is pretty cool. The thing that's kind of keeping me occupied with the game at the moment compared to other Battle Royale games is the fact of different maps. Now, if you play Warzone, you got the same map over and over again, unless you jump onto the Alcatraz map, which is just smaller and a little bit more hectic. Same with Fortnite, it's just exactly the same unless you go on creative, where with Apex, literally the map changes every 2 hours. As soon as you start getting bored of playing the same map, it swaps over to a different map. And I do kind of like the aspect of it. If you're not a fan of Apex, I understand why. However, if it's a game that you've not really played, definitely check it out if you like your BR stuff. After you kind of get used to the different mechanics of it, it's pretty fun and it's definitely worth a play. Now, I mentioned a few times you guys are always interested in my setup and stuff. If you're interested in the tech that I use, check out down below. There's links to everything with discount codes and stuff as well on there. But onto my predictions. Since there's only one space left, there's only one game that I'm going to go for in my predictions, but I am going to make it a VR game just in case we get something VR. And it's a game called Snow Fortress. Now, you guys might have seen little bits of gameplay on this on my channel before when I've covered like VR content in the past. Snow Fortress was a pretty cool one, I'm not going to lie. Pretty much you were sat in one kind of area, it weren't something that you moved around. You had like a table with blocks of ice and a bucket of snowballs. And you had to get into a snowball fight. But with the bricks of ice and stuff, you had to kind of build a little fort around you. And then use your snowballs to throw across like a field as such to smash down someone else's fort to try and hit them in the face with a snowball to knock them out. It was a game that I really enjoyed. It didn't have any motion sickness in it as well, so something like this coming to PlayStation Plus, anyone that has got VR I think could enjoy it and I think could really appreciate the game. I don't think it had multiplayer in it though, so obviously he was just kind of playing against AI people, which was a little bit irritating at times, but still a really fun experience. That's the game that I'm going to go for in my predictions though. Curious to see what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see come into PlayStation Plus. Now, one quick thing. I mentioned at the start of the video about the rumour and the leak for Civilization. Now, you might have actually seen it on Twitter yesterday because I posted it early up there. If you're interested in that sort of stuff and seeing it before the videos come out, make sure you follow on Twitter because I always kind of share everything first over there anyway. And one final thing, any games that I have mentioned, if you're looking for people to play with, make sure you jump in the Discord. You'll see the link down below for that as well. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.